All right, guys, I'm currently here at a highway resting area and just had a battery swap on a big long road trip, upgraded my battery. That video is coming very soon, but in this video, I'll be updating you guys on what's happening here in China and also deliveries. They're making some very good changes that is really nice in my opinion. All right. So for the month of, for January 29th to February 4th, NIO's deliveries were 3,100 insurance registrations for the week, which was down from 3,300 the week before. Now, before we dive more into the deliveries, let me just give you an update on what's happening here in China. So about 300 kilometers ago, all right, I was at Hangzhou, which had one of the biggest, nicest NIO houses there, just next to the west lake of Hangzhou, which is a massive lake, very beautiful. And I talked to some of the sales reps there, and there were some very interesting things that they're doing differently here in China right now. So one of the big things that I really like is the fact that right now they're not only showcasing a video of the battery swap, but also they are showcasing, they have an iPad with them, the sales reps. And with the iPad, the customers can click through step by step and view what happens with a battery swap so they can better understand the battery swap in person. And what's even better is right underneath that NIO house, there's actually a swap station in the underground area, which is quite incredible. That's the first swap station, indoor swap station, that I have ever personally seen. And what's also quite interesting is, I asked them, well, how's sales doing compared to EREVs there? And the answer is quite interesting. So firstly, to put a context, Hangzhou doesn't have any license plate restrictions like Beijing, and Shanghai has some license plate restrictions for gas vehicles, and then a little bit looser restrictions for EVs. But Hangzhou, it's free for all. You want to buy an EV, you can buy an EV. You want to buy a gas vehicle, you can buy a gas vehicle. You can buy anything you want. So how are the sales compared to EREV? Well, and here's the thing. He told me EREVs are still outselling NIOs in Hangzhou, simply because of the fact that there is a steeper learning curve with NIO, and I absolutely agree with that. I mean, if you want to explain the whole ecosystem, what battery swap is, the cars, NIO service, NIO's insurance, what are NIO houses, what are NIO events, upgradability, and then you also have the car, like features of the car and autonomous driving, all that kind of stuff. If you want to explain everything, it's going to take like 2 hours just from a customer not understanding anything to understanding what you want them to know. So it's much more taxing on the mind than a ERV, which is a much simpler concept to understand. Hey, you got gas, you have electricity, you want to charge, you can fill it up with gas. Very simple to understand. And for them, it's not as taxing. And I don't want to say this, that it reflects people's intelligence, but what you're seeing in Shanghai, where generally speaking, okay, I don't want to offend anybody, but Shanghai people are considerably more well-educated compared to the rest of the country, because Shanghai is like the financial capital. Lots of big companies are there. So, and you see that Shanghai, in terms of sales, NIO absolutely outsells everybody else. So Hangzhou is quite interesting. They got 70 swap stations there, and they're doing okay in terms of sales. They're doing okay, but still, because of the fact that knowing everything is very taxing, they're not outselling EREVs. But imagine one day when everybody knows about battery swap, when it's common knowledge. That's what you want to see. And then the other thing that I've also noticed is a lot of these stores, especially in smaller tier cities, not in Hangzhou. Hangzhou is a big city, but in smaller tier cities, they're doing these all-in-one experience centers. So basically, it's a NIO house on the second floor, showroom on the first floor with all the cars, 8 cars, and then attached to that is a service center and also a semi-delivery center. So it's all in one. So you got your service and everything there. Delivery, everything. Sort of like a traditional 4S store, basically. And that really helps them localize costs and save costs a lot, especially in those smaller tier cities, which is quite incredible. Now, going back to deliveries, 3,300, it's all right. It's all right in terms of the ranking. But if you look at the weekly luxury brand sales, unfortunately, NIO got knocked out of the list, which is quite tough. All right, so they got knocked out by Zeekr, which had 3,600 insurance registrations. It's pretty interesting to see Zeekr deliver more, but Zeekr, a lot of their sales are also Zeekr 007, which is a lot cheaper vehicle, to be fair. And this list is quite skewed because this list was compiled by Li Auto, so it is quite skewed in their favor. I'm sure if they made a list of best-selling EVs under 300K RMB, NIO would be number one, all right, of course. And then they also had luxury, Chinese new EV sales, all right, not luxury, just everything, including BYD and all these other guys. NIO also got knocked out of the list just by a tiny bit by Shenlan Dipao at 3,100. NIO also had 3,100, but apparently a little bit fewer deliveries than Dipao. And I'm not too concerned about this at all because most of these guys on this list, they're selling hybrids and EREVs. Now, as of recording of this video, NIO stock has rebounded quite significantly to 5.75. So this is quite nice. And this is followed by a broader rebound of Chinese equities in China. And this big long trend line back from like way long time ago, it seems like that was indeed the bottom. I said 2680 for the Shanghai Composite was probably the bottom, and we overshot it slightly and then we rebounded. So is this going to usher in a new bullish era for Chinese stock? Maybe. As long as that trend line holds, that's very bullish. But if it doesn't, you know, with all this other bullshit going on, but I think all this bullshit is behind us here in China because all the fear with the liquidation bullshit, the real estate housing bullshit, I mean, like, that's already happened. That's priced in, all right? What people aren't priced in is a very good recovery of the economy. Now, here in China, you know, there's lots of economic activity, and everybody's quite pessimistic, to be honest. Everybody's quite pessimistic. So that could be a contrarian signal for you guys. So if everybody's pessimistic, then maybe it's the bottom. Maybe the bottom is in, all right? Everyone's saying doom and gloom. Maybe that means the bottom is in. The real estate thing already happened. It's already priced in. Is there more to fall? Maybe, maybe not. And also China is coming out with measures to curb the economy, to make it better. And also, very interestingly, China has sort of banned people criticizing the Chinese economy because that sort of doesn't really help out with the economy if everybody's saying the economy is bad. So I guess that's China for you right there, guys. But do keep in mind in terms of deliveries, the next couple of weeks, deliveries will probably drop. It will be very interesting to see if deliveries for the other guys also drop because that's what we're expecting. But if they don't drop for the other guys and only NIO drops, that's gonna make me quite pissed, guys. I mean, like, we've seen that a couple times in the past where during holiday season, NIO's deliveries drop, but everybody else's deliveries do not drop. So fingers crossed, hopefully everybody's deliveries drop because of Chinese New Year vacation. But NIO's factory is on vacation right now at the moment for 2 weeks. And after Chinese New Year, things are gonna resume. There's gonna be new vehicle models launched, new battery pack, 50 kilowatt hours. That's going to bolster sales, really help out. And, you know, NIO's doing things to conserve cash. So, good. Things are, there's good changes happening, all right? And traveling with my family, there's a little pee in the background, and I think he just poo-pooed. So, I got to go change his diaper. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.